It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Texans and the Patriots, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Today, it's Week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand here. CD, you look at the Texans in this matchup. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So now here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And a look here now at their fourth-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll get this to the 24, and it's second down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
They've won 2 straight games, and they've done it with the running game as the focal point of their offense. So in this contest, I don't think about doing anything else. I continue to ride the hot hand that I've established and lead with the runners.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Back to throw here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. They'll get this to about the 38. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he stopped immediately there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Texans at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Nelson. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Kramer. And he is going to have a Texans first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Holding offense.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. And now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Here's a give up the middle. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
2nd and 6. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. He's got a man complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback, and he put it right where it needed to be.
Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now a 2nd down and 6. Looking to throw. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Kramer. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Caught by Nelson. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this 1st half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. New England's offense set to go. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. Incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Texans will take over. So here are the Texans to take over. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Calling no gain on the run there. Now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the Patriots take over. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. It's Flowers. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he wisely will throw that one away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They're going to look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out, puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. All fumbles are costly, but that one really hurts because he had the first down.
Yeah, that's all he needed, right? But the problem is we coach these guys to try and get more, but that doesn't count if you don't bring the ball with you, does it?
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Nelson. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 3. He's got a man complete. It's Clay. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flushed out right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. And he fires one, but incomplete. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And their offense has been in top form so far, especially their passing game, as it's helped push them out to this big halftime lead. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they did not have quite the same amount of success in the passing game that their counterparts did, as you get a look at the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here. That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. He finds his man complete. It's Kramer. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 38-yard line. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter,
they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. On third down, they'll try. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Well, CD, that's one of those plays you put a mark by. I mean, that could be a big momentum swing here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, we may have to revisit it, right? Because if that drive ends up in the end zone, they're sitting pretty at that point. Now, instead, it's a 2-score game. That has a chance to tighten up considerably.
Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I'm just going to say maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back to throw now on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now it's the first involvement on the ground for the backup running back. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. He'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Patriots! A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Patriots have got it back to within a score. So it took them a little while, Charles, but now they have their first points of the game, and they come here in this third quarter.
And more often than not, Brandon, when that happens, you find yourself down 21, 28 points and not really with a lot of hope. But with that touchdown, they're right back in this game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 44 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Second down and 3. They'll set up to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They'll look to throw here on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. Second and 10. Now here's a handoff out of the gun. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now back to throw. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 36. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Kramer. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. Well, the crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
They'll look to throw here. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. The Texans on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is third down and 12. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans will add to their fourth quarter lead. But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the result, a Houston touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. New England trying to get a place on offense. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
He'll look to throw. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Back to throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. I certainly know that I, for one, would not like to be on the other end of a tackle when this guy's coming at you full speed from his strong safety spot. Boy, that was a nice play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
And the numbers here don't lie. According to the next-gen stats, he topped out at an even 22 miles an hour. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Now they go screen. It's complete. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Back to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll look to throw again. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Back to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position with all 3 timeouts. I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. But the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
Holding. Offense.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long. A handoff as they run the counter play. The Patriots will take their third and final timeout as they'll get with just under 90 seconds remaining. The Texans send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. So the Patriots now trailing 17-10, a little over 80 ticks to go. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Flowers. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. A big play there. 62 yards. And the Patriots are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for two here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch. Tomorrow.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
First down now, but that clock rolling. They'll set up a throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man, complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
Yeah, rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now. Extra point attempt here still to come. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Fields it right around the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Texans, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at MetLife Stadium with the New York Jets.